Hello, my name is Maddie McLean, and I am joined right now by Bella. Bella Naso? Naso?
Yes, Naso.
Naso. Excellent. Where are you from, Bella?
Most recently, I'm from the Phoenix area, but I moved around a lot when I was younger.
Phoenix is in Arizona?
Yes,
Very cool. So you are in New York now, I'm
I
guessing?
am in New York. Yes, I just graduated from NYU.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Immediately set off and landed on success to success, as every artist does, as we do.
That's the hope.
That's what we do. That's what we
What's
do.
happening?
Yeah, we breathe that into the atmosphere and we get it to come back, hopefully. So yeah, I'm thrilled to have you be a part of transforMATTIve.
I'm super
And
excited.
yeah, just very excited to have you on board. Uh, Sorry, there was just a little glitch that happened there,
Oh, it's
but
okay.
we're good. So, from Phoenix,
Yes.
now in New York,
Now in New York.
a part of the
Graduate.
transformative team,
I'm in it. I'm in it to win it.
for sure. Uh, was there anything you would like to share about? Yes, I am Canadian, which you might be able to tell
A
sometimes.
book. I
Yes.
love it.
Yes, was there anything that you would like to share about your past or history or growing up or anything?
Moved around a lot, Florida, Georgia, California. Kind of a creature of change, so I really like learning new things and meeting new people, and I'm just super excited to be here.
I think it's great to have you. You had a very interesting audition. The audition process for this was literally just people sending in clips about who they are and what they do. And one of the things that I found very interesting was that you were someone who came in very straightforward and being like, this is what I like to do. This is what you had a very good handle on yourself and what you enjoy. And
Thank
I
you.
really wanted to work with that. So that's kind of one of the reasons why I chose you.
Thank you. I think a lot of times it's easy to be like, oh, I'll do anything, but just hearing from people who are in your position have said like it's kind of easier when we know exactly what you want or just something that we can do for you. And I'm like, okay, let me be a solution to your problem or
Yeah.
anything.
I love people often think they're being super generous when they're just like, you can just write me as anything, do whatever you want to me. And I'm just like, it's not a
Right.
date. Like it's it doesn't quite work like that. But the more when you come with it with a specific idea or a specific intention, it does make things a lot easier in a lot of ways, which is very nice. So yeah, thank you for doing that. You
Yeah,
came in
no
very
problem.
prepared.
Thank you
And
for writing such a great monologue.
well, I was just about to ask you, the monologue that we have written for you is called Ghostered.
Yes.
And why don't you tell us about this monologue? Any initial impressions you may have had about it?
Initial impressions were she is someone who has an excuse for everything, but she really believes it. And I mean, I love that in a character when they speak and that's their truth, their own personal truth. And I think, she's a people pleaser. She says yes to things. Honestly, I can relate in some ways. You're in the moment and you're like, let's do it. Sounds really cool. And then someone's like, when is it happening? And you're like, oh, okay, let me hold on. So I thought it was a super funny, very witty monologue, and yeah, right off the bat.
Approaching this monologue, were there any concerns you had about it or any questions you may have had for it before we dive in and do a read through of it?
Um, I don't think so. Nothing really so far.
Perfect. Well,
Maybe. We'll
I
see.
mean, I like to hear that, but also,
Okay, yeah.
uh, one of the great things about this project is we're both coming towards something, because it's equally mine and yours because I wrote it and then you're the one who gets to kind of make it and turn it into your own.
Sure.
And you will be the face and voice of this monologue, and you can carry that with you forever or not. I don't know, whatever you want to do.
I'll gladly carry it.
But yeah, I'm very excited to hear you give it a go and we can discuss and go from there. So whenever you're
Okay,
ready.
great. I'm sorry, I won't be able to make it tonight. I promised I'd be there tonight, but there's this really important date that I have to make sure I'm avoiding. I mean, see, I told him I'd be there at 7, so if I'm anywhere near there around that time, he's gonna know I'm avoiding him, and I just don't want that to happen. Can we reschedule? I mean, I've got some time next week. Well, okay, well, there's not a lot going on. I mean, I have someone who wants to go to a concert that I have to skip to make sure I don't go to dinner with my sister. And then the only other thing on my schedule is to call out of work sick so I don't have to go to the work gathering after because come on, is there anything worse than team building exercises? Besides, work's getting awkward now. There's this guy there who wants to get with me, so I have to ensure that I'm not there much longer. I mean, he keeps calling me into his office to talk about my performance, which could be related to my job performance, but I don't want to take that kind of risk. Why are you giving me that face? This is not my fault, okay? I'm kept very busy. Do you know how many shows there are on Netflix? I mean, I have to pirate everything, and now big streaming wants me to sign up for some monthly subscriptions, and I'm just not ready for that sort of commitment. I just want some time to figure things out. And I do that best when I'm by myself, but I'm young and beautiful, and I'm a people pleaser. So when people ask me to do something, I'm compelled to say yes. And then when I have a moment to think about it, it's just easier to avoid these sort of things.
Very nice. Very nicely done.
Thank you.
Congratulations, you've read it now.
I
So
read it. Thank God. That's the worst part.
I mean, I have had people who have come to performances and stuff just never having read it before, and I'm just like, how? What
Oh,
is this? This is a
right.
very odd life choice, but yeah, very good. I really like the energy. I really like you're bringing a lot of the, how do you say, in the kindest way, flaky white girlisms that
Yes, that was kind of the goal.
we all know and love them.
We know them.
Yeah, they are an archetype.
Yeah.
Uh, one pumpkin spice latte less than everything
Yes, we
else, which
talk to
is
them
good.
once every 2 months.
Yes, and again, we love them. They're great, but yeah, I really liked a lot of the energy. You brought a lot of the personality, a lot of the sparkle, and a lot of the engagement in terms of what I was looking for with a lot of this.
Hmm.
One thing I would like to see more of, something that's more played with, is saying something and then finding the reversal of it. And what I
Okay.
mean by that is there's points, like for instance, in the one line, uh, I promised I'd be there tonight, but there's this really important date I have to make sure I'm avoiding.
Right.
So almost like
Important avoiding.
exactly. So you're trying
Yeah.
to make it sound like you're going to be there, and then you kick the rug from under someone. So
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
the idea of you want to make it sound like you're super committed. You want to make it sound like you're always going to be there, and then it turns out you're not. You're
Committing
you're
to avoiding.
you're committing to avoiding, and that's exactly what she does. I mean, we all do, to be
Sure.
fair. I'm as guilty
Sometimes.
of it as anyone else. So, oh, like yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, there's some parts in this monologue that I know I need to still tweak and work on. I want to tighten up some of the lines in the middle there just to give her a little bit more of
Yeah.
a back and forth.
Sure.
And if there's any moments in that part that you'd like to mark, feel free to let me know and I will happily do
Well,
that.
okay.
Um, yeah, I think you have a really good handle on the energy of it. I think you have a really good handle on what she's trying to not do, which is most things in this case.
Right.
Uh,
Everything.
yeah. And there's some parts I can really beef up there for you. Again, any input you have, I'm always happy to listen to. In the second part,
Hmm.
I know you're still kind of in the process of reading through, and it's all very soft right now, which is good.
Hmm.
Once I firm it up and actually have everything to the point I want it, I think then we'll be good to go. I'd
Cool.
say it's like 80% there.
Yeah.
But yeah. Uh, for me personally, I know there's that one line there that's causing a little bit of confusion. There's not a lot going on. I have someone who wants to go to a concert that I have to skip in order to not go to dinner. So it's like you
Right.
know exactly what you're saying and you're very
Yeah.
intentional about it, but you're also, you know, being a little bit messy's not the right word, but messy.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, there's a method to her madness that like she understands.
Yeah. But yeah. Uh were there any parts that you wanted to look at more closely, or were there any questions that you had in regards to it?
I think, I mean, and the first part is I told him I'd meet him at 7. So if I'm anywhere close by around that time. So I mean, I'm just assuming that wherever her and the other person's supposed to be going would kind of intertwine with where that would be, like the same area.
Yeah. As a writer, I sometimes keep some details loose just to
Yeah, yeah,
allow
yeah.
people to kind of fit themselves into or kind of work around them.
Sure.
Uh, but specifics are always good, so I can always take that and tighten that up a little bit. As a question for this monologue, who do you think you're talking to?
I thought of it as I was talking to like my roommate or something. I was
Good
coming
call.
home and I was like, no, sorry, not me tonight.
Yeah, roommate would probably be a good choice because they'd be one of the people that this person is forced to interact with regularly, and
Right,
probably one of the only.
right.
Uh,
Exactly.
one of the things is in the third section or the fourth section, besides work is getting awkward now. Uh, there was a flub with the line there a little
There
bit, just where
was,
it
there,
was. Yeah, I know it's just because you're reading and it's like the
yeah,
first time.
no, for sure. We
Uh, but yeah, in terms of that one,
talk about our future.
exactly. So you want to
Yeah,
make it sound like you're almost doing something with the director or whatever, and then
yeah,
it turns out that you're just trying to avoid him. And yeah, it doesn't even clue into her that's just like, oh, it might be related to my job performance, but I want to take that risk. So
right.
yeah,
Okay, cool.
yeah, that was much smoother than I expected this first run to go. So
Oh, good. Yay.
very nicely done.
By the first one, the test
Yeah,
kind of. All right.
I'd say you nailed it.
Thank you.
I mean, I guess that's what I get for casting people from New York, so we're good.
Um,
It's
all right.
just
Are you in New York?
I am from Toronto, actually.
Oh, cool. Are you there right now?
Yep, Toronto is my home. I live in sunny tropical Canada. And the great thing about one thing I used to do is something called 2020, and that's the history of this project. Is
Mhm.
that in 2019, I started a project where I took 20 actors and I wrote them each a monologue, and we presented it together at the end of the month. And so we did that for a few months leading into 2020. I don't think I need to even finish the answer
Sure.
there in
Yeah.
terms of what happened.
Everything went great.
Yeah.
Smooth as
So
can
we tried to transition online. It didn't quite work. We tried to come back and do it a couple more times in early pandemic opening,
be.
but didn't quite work. And so now I feel like the time is right. I've just spent the past few years kind of building up a fringe routine, a fringe schedule, and kind of getting myself out there more. And decided that I wanted to revisit this idea with different people in a different city every month. So
Okay, that's really cool.
yeah. So I'm just
New
like,
City, everyone.
there is nothing more sane than trying to become a working producer actor in today's day and age,
No.
especially at my age, which is great. So we're
Okay.
good.
I can't imagine that's too up there.
I mean, you're very kind, but
Uh,
but yeah,
well, that's really cool. I'm really excited to be a part of it.
I think we have a really good cast. It's not quite 20 people because the
Okay.
theater isn't super large,
Hmm.
but yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And if nothing else, it'll be a great night of interesting theater that people can come and enjoy.
I agree. Yeah, I'm excited. Thank you.
Of course. Well, that's, I mean, we have 40 minutes, so if you're, I feel good. I actually think that you nailed it. You have a good sense of the energy. You can always slow down a little bit.
For sure.
One of the
I
things
think the
is,
adrenaline was in me that first run. I was
of
like,
course,
oh my gosh.
yeah.
But yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
especially when you're doing it for the writer for the first time, and like this is our first time meeting.
Doing it for the writer, being recorded. I'm like, come on, girl.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I agree. And I'm gonna take those notes with me. I got them.
Hmm. But yeah, one thing I always like to do is just say, make them wait. Especially with a lot of these lines, you can really like. I'm not. I'm a big fan of stupid. So like, anytime you want to just make something
Oh,
dumb or just make
awesome.
people wait, just make them wait.
Perfect. I love it.
The
Okay.
great thing, yeah, the great thing about being on stage is you can just breathe there and people will breathe with you.
Yeah.
A number of times we forget our lines on stage and just take a breath.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Sometimes people don't even notice.
Oh no, they always think it's important.
Very intentional. Oh, so raw, so intentional.
Yeah. Just breathe and start crying and they'll think it's beautiful.
Right.
It's like,
In
no,
the
I'm just
middle of
afraid
this.
to be up here.
Oh,
All right. I feel confident. How do you feel?
I feel good. I'm excited to play with it more and really get in there.
Absolutely. Well, I thank you so much for your time. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
being here and for being a part of the show. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
It was
Uh, your Instagram handle is at Bella Naso, correct?
That's my Instagram. Yes.
Beautiful. And were there any was there anything coming up, any projects that you wanted to share with the audience or share with people?
Yes. I'm going to be in a off Broadway show in December, 3-week run called Crazy About You. And
Oh,
it's gonna be super fun. It's like a true story, Freudian era craziness, medical hysteria. It's gonna be pretty cool. I'm
no.
excited.
Yeah, very well-known show, very good show, a lot of fun. Lots of tap dancing in that one, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it's actually it's a new show.
Oh, I'm probably
Yes,
thinking of something else. I definitely am. No, your show sounds more
that's
interesting.
okay. Yeah, it's brand new. This is the first reading adaptation of it ever, so it should be cool. But now I'm interested in that show. Love some tap dancing.
I think I'm thinking of it's crazy about you or crazy for you or something like that. But yeah, that's just me being an ignorant Canadian. So,
No, 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 you're
awesome.
good. You're
Oh,
good. I
well,
was like, has it? I was like, no, I don't think so.
well, congratulations. I think that's
Thank you
wonderful.
so much. Thank
You have
you.
two off Broadway shows
I
in
know. What?
3 months. That's great. That's
Lucky
great.
me. It's awesome. I'm doing the New York actor thing.
Yeah. Well, just remember, you can just say off Broadway and it's technically correct.
Really?
I mean, just be like, oh
Well,
yeah, I'm in an
let's
off
put
Broadway
out that
show.
other
Just
off. And
yeah.
then,
No one needs to know there doesn't
guys,
need
I'm
to be
doing an
more than one
off-Broadway
off.
show. Yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
Well,
Well, thank you so much, Maddie. This was great.
absolutely. We look forward to seeing much more of you. And our show will be on September 20th at Under St. Mark's Theater.
I will be there.
Well, I certainly hope so.
I will be there. I hope everyone's there.
Oh, me too. Me
Okay.
too. Well, thank you so much. And
Perfect.
we
Thank
will
you so
see you
much.
very soon.